Hi, my name's Hayley. Welcome. Today we're just going to touch on some information I channeled yesterday regarding what's going on in the world right now and on an energetic level, how we use light and also how we got to this awakening point. Why did humanity decide to wake up right now? Okay, so first of all, when the world changed back at the end of 2019 and early 2020, I received some guidance that January 2023 was going to be a pivotal point in time. And there felt like there was a lot of upheaval at that time. There was a lot of chaos, but there was a lot of gold that came out of it. It was this pinnacle moment. And I never shared that because I don't like putting dates out really in a public arena, because I think it takes away people's free will, and depending on where you are with your understanding of spirituality and consciousness and how things work, when you're very early into that, stepping into that sort of awakening, that you can limit your power and you can give your power away too easily. And in reality, the dates and times are less relevant. It's the feeling and the momentum behind them. And we have the ability to shift those depending on what happens in the collective as well as in our own individual realities. So I haven't put that out, but now we're here. So it does feel quite timely. And for those that watch alternative media, you will probably feel that more so than those that watch mainstream media, but it's still evident in mainstream media, and that is, seeing politically, financially, culturally. So where we are right now is we'll touch on why light is so important at this period of time. We really need to understand that basis that we are all light, we are all energetic beings, we live in an energetic soup, we create out of light, every thought that we have is actually a potential reality reflected back to us, and that all information, be it thought, seen or expressed, is the magical truth of light responding to itself. The notion that light is limitless and that is boundless, this boundless expression of ourselves, is correct. But we also need to understand that it can be limited and disguised by what is effectively our own thoughts. So when we anchor doubt into a thought, we weave that into the light frequency that we emit out. And as a result of doing that, as a result of creating not out of the purest form of light, but light with doubt encoded or fear encoded or anger encoded, we create fragmented realities. So sort of a way of thinking of that is that on the outside we've created a thought that is beautiful and what we feel is nourishing, whatever that may be, but on the inside we've got a seed of doubt. And that encoding that we have learnt or that we offer is because of this dualistic reality and this dualistic principle that we live in. Now, the clincher, they say, is that we have no right to direct light in such a way that we have been abusers of the light function. And this has been going on for eons in mankind's tenure on planet Earth. And life as we know it is the making of misguided and misused power, all contributed by the mass consciousness of humanity. And they add to that, there is nothing more simple than controlling a populace with their own thinking minds. Their thinking is what creates the reality. And the power of light, misused and mistreated, has been the downfall for all of those that walk with eyes wide shut. They say we have a planetary oath to swear by, and we've collectively failed to uphold the level of light in which we were granted access to when we came to this playground. And this is the fundamental truth as to why we see the misogyny, the malfeasance, the manipulation, the power, the terror, and the persuasion endured in divinity. We have created a divinity of hell on earth. I know that might be confronting for some to hear, but the reality is Well, I'll take you into why they say that this is our reality. Why did we all succumb in totality to this trick, this misguided mindset? Well, that is because of the principle of duality in the planet that we live on and in the realm that we live in. That we have entered with this background knowledge, or this inner knowing of righteousness, of good, and we haven't been compelled to face the fact that there's dark in the light, that we have only ever seen ourselves reflected in light beyond when we're in this human form. So it's sort of like this inner knowing to only act that way. But as we know, as we progress through our journey, there's the dark exists, and that impacts our way of thinking, that there is doubt and there is fear and there is pain. And even though we project out what we want on the outside, that subconsciously or consciously, that we have elements of negativity that change that frequency in that thought form. So this is sort of where we found ourselves now. And in true reality, false reality is our present state as a humanity, as a collective. And this current situation that we find ourselves in can no longer express a single thought without an element of doubt. What we watch on our screens, the news we read, everything we interact with, we are heightened to discern the truth in that right now, which before this, particularly before these last few years, there would actually be less of an inkling. You'd just accept things on face value. And this is part of what had to happen, which is why we're here. But it does mean that everything is up for ponder, and everything, well, shouldn't be, but in some respects, having a thought outside is up for persecution. And this is this power play that light is battling right now. The battle is purely, wholly and solely to see itself truthfully. It has realized there's facades. It has realized, on a higher consciousness, we have realized that light is not all it seems to be on the outside, and now we have to find the true path through what really is happening in your own reality. A lot of us want to give that power away and be told that, and it's very clear the answer is that this only can come from you, and if you're taking this path, I hope that you've already got to that realization that the answers can't come from without, but what you're seeing without is reflecting back the answers that you need to find, or the pathways that you need to explore. The complexity of this situation is unlike anything that has ever been experienced on this earth, because light is questioning itself at such a grand level, and everyone is being impacted by this step change. So how did we get here? How do we get to this point where we've had this shift into awakening, and so many people are realizing that their perceived reality is potentially a false reality?